You know, it's wild to think about what a ibailoshuwumeyan ticket can get you these days. A decent concert seat, maybe a train ticket, or apparently an entry pass into a six-figure career. I'm talking about the AZ eBalance 6M. It's the gatekeeper for becoming a Microsoft Azure Administrator. And the financial upside is just massive. We're looking at average salaries around Shursanwent Lotsen Mayan for certified specialists.
Exactly. And what's really striking is the immediate return on that investment. That yuan exam fee is the bridge that can take someone with, say, 4 to 7 years of IT experience and almost instantly launch them into that Yuan Plus bracket. The cloud services market is projected to hit Mayan billion, and this certification is how companies are filtering for talent.
I see. So is it purely about the money, or is there a fundamental shift in what companies are actually looking for in their IT teams?
Oh, it's a massive shift. It's really about professional survival at this point. I was talking to an architect who said conversations have completely moved away from old school stuff like local servers and Hyper-V. If you aren't fluent in Azure, you're essentially speaking a dying language, while the rest of the business world has already moved on.
That's a powerful way to put it. So the why is clear, the money and the relevance are definitely there. But what exactly do you need to master to actually pass this thing and earn that salary?
Well, the exam itself is a beast. It's broken down into 5 main areas, but the real heavy hitters are compute resources and virtual networking. Each of those makes up about a quarter of your final score. And then there's a big focus on identity and governance, which is all about making sure the right people have the right access.
Right? Controlling the keys to the kingdom.
Precisely. And Microsoft isn't kidding about the prerequisites. They strongly recommend at least 6 months of real, in the trenches experience with Azure. This isn't a test where you can just memorize definitions. You have to prove you know how to configure ARM architectures and manage backups when things go wrong. It's less like a written test and more like a flight simulator. It doesn't test what, it tests what you can do when the virtual network goes down at SAN AM.
It sounds like a pretty high bar for entry. But I have to assume for the companies paying these high salaries, the benefit goes way beyond just having a certified person on staff. It must be about the bottom line.
Absolutely. One of the biggest reasons Azure is winning is its incredibly deep integration with the .NET platform. And think about it, millions of developers are already on that platform. On top of that, their enterprise agreements give big companies huge discounts, and it creates a direct path to automate everything through DevOps.
That makes sense. It's all about removing friction.
Exactly. If you're a company that already runs on Microsoft and .NET, moving to Azure is a no-brainer. You stop worrying about the plumbing of the cloud, the security, the infrastructure, and you just let your developers focus on writing code and building the actual product. It turns infrastructure from a constant headache into a background service.
So for the smaller players, the SMEs, is this just a game for the giants?
It's actually arguably better for them. An SME gets to leverage the exact same enterprise-grade security and scaling capabilities that a Fortune Wube company uses, but they only pay for what they actually touch. It completely levels the playing field and gives them access to tools they could never afford to build themselves.
So from the individual salary to the company's savings, the whole ecosystem seems incredibly solid. Let's wrap up with the essential takeaways for anyone looking to jump in.
I think it boils down to 4 key things. First, the Ibailoshuwumeyan investment. That exam is the primary gateway to Azure Administrator roles that average in a year. Second, the 6-month rule. This is a practical exam, not theoretical, so you need hands-on experience, especially with compute and networking. Third is the .NET Advantage. Azure's biggest competitive edge is its seamless integration, which lets developers work faster. And finally, the sheer economic impact. We're talking about a billion industry, and Azure's hybrid model and pricing make it one of the most cost-effective choices out there for businesses of any size.